service.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the press conference of Coco Gauff. I'll start with the first question. Just raise your hand if you have one. Coco, welcome back to Melbourne. Just talk about the start of your year winning that title in Auckland last week.
Yeah, it was a great confidence booster for me. I had a lot of fun in Auckland. I think the tournament did a great job despite the rain. Unfortunate for the fans, but I had a great time playing indoors and outdoors. We joked that it was like more of an indoor tournament than outdoor, but I still had a lot of fun, and I hope to be back.
Okay. Who'd like the first question? David?
David Law from the Tennis Podcast. I just wonder about the off-season, how much work you're able to do on your game to try to improve areas maybe that you're not as confident with. Is there enough time? Do you feel like you've made any meaningful difference between the end of the season and now?
Yeah, I think I made a lot of improvements. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of long days, but I feel like I've improved a lot, and yeah, I really think that I had probably one of the best off seasons I had in a while. Now, we don't know if the results will show right away for the work it has so far in the first week, but I hope it continues throughout the year. But I think it really was a good off-season for me.
Are there any specifics you could share about what you worked on?
A lot of the transition game. I know a lot of people mentioned how many times I went to the net in Auckland, so that was a lot we were working on, especially for me who likes to play doubles, so I was trying to transfer that volleying more into singles, especially with the way I move and hit. And then serving, working on serve placement, and also the forehand, working on that and returns.
Congratulations on the title in Auckland last week. You collected, I think, a prize money check of around about $34,000 for winning that title. The men's champion tomorrow will win 3 times. Today, I think, will win 3 times that, roughly. Mm-hmm. Is that a disparity you're aware of, and how do you feel about it?
To be honest, this is the first. I don't pay attention to my prize money, so I had no idea how much I won. It's not something I look for, but I mean, I didn't realize the difference. But I mean, yeah, there's definitely a difference, and there's definitely work that needs to be done, especially at the lower level tournaments, 250s and 500s, 125s, to kind of make that more even out. But yeah, I honestly didn't look at my prize money at that tournament. I just was trying to get on the flight to Melbourne. But yeah, I didn't realize it was that big of a difference.
Okay, Matt.
Hey, Coco. Matt Futterman. You've been around for a few years now, but you're still only 18. Do you feel like a veteran? Do you feel like a kid? Do you feel like what do you feel like when you're walking around these tournaments now?
It's kind of weird, like compared to other players. I mean, obviously I still have a lot less years than them, but there's some, like I was joking about this last night. I did mini golfing with Ben Shelton and Chris Eubanks, and like this is his first time out the country, I think he played main draw at US Open, but first time out the country, and I was just saying, like, I'm a vet compared to you, even though he's older than me, because I think I've been on tour 4 years now. So I don't know how to feel. Like I definitely feel like more experienced and like I belong. Like I don't feel like the new kid. So, but I don't think I feel like quite a vet, but I don't feel like the new kid. I feel like I'm in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I can just see Courtney behind it.
Hey, Coco. In terms of this tournament itself, what is the challenge of the Australian Open to you? What has been the struggle in the past to kind of sometimes bring out your best tennis, and what do you hope is different this year?
I think just it being the first slam of the year, everybody wants to get off to a good start. So I think that's the first part, is just getting over the nerves. But I think the main thing is just accepting the circumstances. You never know how you're going to feel in these first couple matches. And especially just the way, the weather is. Like today is super hot, but the days we've been practicing has not been hot. So you don't know what you're going to get. And I think you just have to accept it. And yeah, really, I'm just hoping to see myself on the court, being present in the moment and not looking too far in the future. And I think I've done a good job of that this week or last week in Auckland. And I'm hoping to do that here, just enjoying the present and not looking too far in the past or too far in the future.
Howard?
Kind of connected to that, when you say not looking too far into the future, how aware are you of what your possible path forward through the draw looks like here, specifically this time, but also just in general week to week at different tournaments?
Yeah, I never really look at the whole draw. So I never look at who I'm playing next, because you won't be playing next if you don't get through the first match. So I'm the type of person that takes it match by match. And yeah, for the most part, that's what I do every week. And usually if I'm looking at the draw, it's maybe to see who my friends are playing. But that's about it.
And how do you then find out? Will you look, or let's say your dad will say, hey, next comes this after you win a match? How do you find out?
Usually in the press, do a match, and then I usually come like 30 minutes, 40 minutes after the court straight away. And like during that time, I don't look at who I play, because I feel like each win, you need to enjoy it a little bit more. I feel like I'm just looking in the past, looking too far ahead, and I'm like, I think at least for that like 45 minutes that I have before press, like enjoying that win. In the Grand Slams, it's a lot easier because you have that day in between. So usually I would, enjoy my win and not start focusing to the next match until like midday on the day off. So yeah, usually I find out either in the press or I just look it up myself.
Okay, Kat?
You obviously had tremendous success in doubles last year as well as singles. I just wondered, do you have a plan for 2023, how much doubles you plan to play, similar to last year?
I think we're just taking it tournament by tournament. I don't know if I'll play like as much like Auckland. I think it was a good decision not to play. I was debating on it playing or not. But I mean, I couldn't predict the weather, but something in my gut told me not to, and I guess it was the weather. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, I guess, taking it tournament by tournament. I'll be playing with Jess pretty much the whole year. So it'll be a lot easier, I guess, regarding, making the race. I mean, Jess and I teamed up in Doha. Yeah, teamed up in Doha. So it was a little bit later in the year, so we weren't even thinking of making the race. We'd never had good results together until then. So I think it's one of those things that we'll just take tournament by tournament. But it'll definitely be a little bit of a lesser schedule.
Okay, last one with Matt. Yep.
Just picking up on that whole idea of whether you're new and where you are in your tennis career, if you were asked what percentage of your potential you are, do you think you're 50% of the player you'll eventually be, or 75, or how cooked are you at this point, do you think?
It's something that I've really thought about, and if you look at like the top 10 right now, most of them are in their 20s, like 24 or 22 to 26, I would say. And as much as I would like to think that this might be the best I'll be, I don't believe it, because I feel like most of the tennis players, at least on tour now, are peaking around in their career around 22 to 26. I was thinking about that the other day, and that's why I kind of feel like I put a little bit less pressure on myself. And I've noticed even from 15 when I started to now, I realized like physically I'm at a much different level than I was at 15. And I think I'm just continuing to get stronger. And there's like a joke that my mom has. She's like, you don't have that grown woman strength yet. You'll know when you get it. So I really don't know. I can't put a percent on it, but I do believe that the best is yet to come for me. And I think that's just looking at other players and looking at when they're winning most of their titles. So I do think I have a lot of way to go. And also just maturity. I mean, I'm not mature yet. Like I am mature. I'm not gonna say I'm immature, but I'm not as matured as I guess other players are, and that's just gonna come with just life on earth, not just how many years you are on tour.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks.